What is up, nerds, gamers, amateur movie critics? I'm all those things, and that is why you are here watching Burke the Nerd. Oh, I was going to try out a new intro, or kind of repurpose an old intro, so sorry. What is up, nerds, gamers, amateur movie critics, and Falcon and Winter Soldier enthusiasts? I'm all those things, and that is why you are here watching Burke the Nerd. We're trying it out. I used to do that, where I would, it was nerds, gamers, amateur movie critics, and a fourth thing that's relevant to what I'm streaming about. So I'm gonna try to bring that back. But more importantly, we are on Falcon Winter Soldier discussion, and we got a lot to talk about. This episode was fantastic. I really thoroughly enjoyed this episode, and I am ecstatic to seriously get in this today. So this is gonna be a lot of fun, honestly. Hopefully, when I'm going to go through my thoughts on the episode, kind of break it down and give the theories that I have. While I have you, we're going to go through the Falcon and Winter Soldier rumor pool. A lot of new things got checked off, so if anyone's been playing that game along with us, you're going to get the opportunity to see that, and you're going to get to see how those points turned out. So that'll be cool. No worries, Darth Pascal. Appreciate you coming around. And by the way, I should probably put a thing in the stream title. That it is spoilers, so if you haven't watched the episode, go watch it and then come back, because it's definitely a good one, and not one you probably want to have spoiled for you. So let me go ahead and throw that in there. Rage Starve, what is up? And Alyssa, Mike Porter, good to see you guys. Darth Pascal, again, thank you for coming by, man. No worries. Definitely go check it out and then come back. I mean, 3 episodes in. It's going to take about 2 hours, 15 minutes to watch all 3 episodes. Really good. Tyler, what is up? Good to see you, man. Again, Falcon Winter Soldier spoiler discussion every Friday. It's feeling good. I'm off a little bit underslept. A little bit lacking sleep, but it's gonna be. But I'm obviously not gonna miss the opportunity to talk about this show, because this show is really good. We're gonna get about all the spoilers. Haven't watched a new episode? You gotta do it, man. Gotta do it. Did you finish your work? I finished some of my work. Still got some to do. So I'll be going right back into work once I'm done here today. Baby's asleep and a puppy is away. Should I watch it while you're streaming? Hey, if you start now, you should be able to join for the conversation later. So I recommend doing that. Hey!
Question.
Melissa, thank you for the 3 months in a row Prime sub. Thank you so much, seriously. You're awesome. I really appreciate the support. And yeah, seriously, thank you so much for that. It's Sunny Birch. Sunny Birch. Is that me? Yeah, this is going to be fun. So I'm going to give you my thoughts. Then we're going to go through the rumor pool. And if you don't know what the rumor pool is, I'll kind of explain it there. But it's a game we play for every piece of content. So you'll get to kind of talk about it a little bit. Is Rage Starved Eddie? Is that Parker? Is that Eddie? Or Rage Starved, are you Eddie? Or am I getting you mixed up with someone else? Let me know if I'm okay. Oh, cool. Sweet. Well, good to see you. I'll put the episode on my TV, and I'll have the stream on my tablet. Cool. Sounds good. I are the Eddie. Yeah, I think he did finish the Snyder Cut. So, yeah, we'll talk about the room pool, too, which is, even if you didn't participate in the room pool, it'll give you a good idea what it is for the next time, because obviously right now the winner's going to win a $10 gaming gift card. Should be pretty fun. I want to say about 14 people, 11 or 14 people put their answers in the room pool, and it's a fun game we play for every piece of content. So you can watch it this time, and you'll be like, oh, if I like it, I can join for the next one, and then you might be able to enter to win a little gaming gift card. Just something we put on to make it a little more interesting. Oh, you just said the epilogue? Oh, definitely watch that. That's going to be good. And try to keep it spoiler-free for that in the chat, because I don't want to spoil the Snyder Cut for anybody that hasn't watched it. Yeah, I said that last time too. So, okay, here we go. And then once we do that, I'll do all that stuff, and then we'll bring anyone that wants to. We'll be able to hop in the waiting room on Discord, and I'll bring you into the chat. You can talk to me. We can talk live on that conversation. I can bring you on with video or voice, your choice. I really would like people to hop in and talk to me about it. So once we get there, I'll bring in anyone that wants to come in, and we will talk all about that. So on that note, let's just dive right into it. This episode brought us a lot. It was the best episode of the 3 so far. I think we can all kind of agree. Lisa, what is up? Jency Devin. Thank you. Mike, thank you for the gifted tier 1 sub, man. Seriously, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I know you're eating some food, eating lunch right now. Appreciate you to take your time out and support me like that, man. I really do. And congratulations, Rage Star, for the tier 1 sub, man. You got Mike to thank for his great support, man. Seriously, thank you. I don't want to do nothing today. I just want to watch Power Rangers and read comics. Dude, honestly, I'm having a similar day. I'm feeling it. I get it. Big Mike Porter. That's for sure. And then you'll get access to all my tier 1 emotes, so you can act surprised with the Burke Pog. Oh, I don't know how to put it in. I defined the Flag Smashers and Carly's position to be in the good to bad spectrum. It did. It really did define that. Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting, and I'm definitely going to talk about that. I have some opinions on that. So let's just go through it, and I can kind of compartmentalize by what happens in the episode. So obviously we start with this meeting with Zemo. I love Zemo. Zemo is my favorite MCU villain. He is my favorite MCU villain. Zemo is my absolute he's been my favorite MCU villain. I love the way in which he tore apart the Avengers being just a dude. He proved, I know, like, I can't do it myself, and he broke all the tropes. He had access to 5 super soldiers, and he was like, I'm not going to bring out 5 super soldiers and release them on the world. I'm not that stereotypical villain. I'm going to use each other, and knowledge to destroy the Avengers. Love that. Absolutely love that. So seeing Zemo back, the issue you have is you take this villain who was really, really good in Civil War. You run the risk of ruining that character or saturating that character. You take him away from the singular storyline and you make him vulnerable to the grand storytelling, right? To be fair, Steve Rogers destroyed the Avengers. True. That's what I've been saying. Zemo's back to be the anti-hero. And that's what's interesting, right? So we see Zemo in this role, and you could see that he doesn't have any remorse, or not remorse. He doesn't have any heart, like bad negative feelings really towards towards Bucky or towards Sam. He seems like he looks at them and he's like, you two aren't the people I had a problem with. He's like, yeah, you're both super soldiers, and so inherently, like, I don't think you should exist. But he doesn't really come at them. He's kind of like, you guys aren't the real problem. The problem are, like, Thor and Captain America, these big symbols, you know? And these big symbols and these big, like, superheroes that are, like, larger than life. And I don't think he sees Bucky and Sam as that, because they both have kind of been ostracized by society. They both have kind of been they're kind of proof of what he's saying, and so that's what's really interesting. I'll come on, Burke, if I can talk DC. Haha, nice try. They still have donut fried chicken sandwich at KFC. I do not know. If I go through the Sonic drive-through and call in, down for it, man. Down. I'll order for you. Lead us to the Thunderbolts. That's the thing. So we talk about this episode, right? And just looking at Zemo, his character is still there. His character is still apparent. And even though he doesn't have the kind of mystery that he had in the first one where he had a big plan, you can still see his wheels turning. You can still see this is a really smart character. And you can also really see that he's got layers to him. So there's still a little bit of mystery. But I like that he's like, yeah, my plan, it worked. I kind of did what I wanted to do. I'll work with you, because right now it's in my best interest. And so I like that he has many opportunities to run away. And every time he's like, no, I'll stick around because I want to get rid of super soldiers. That was always what I was about. And so I don't think they should exist. I don't think the Avengers should exist. I don't think these big heroes that are larger than life should exist. So right now, he's against all these different people pretty clearly, right? He's not going to like US Agent. The new Cap. He's not going to like him. He's because of what he's basically a Cap clone, right? And he didn't like Cap. He's not going to like the Flag Smashers, because what do they stand for? And we see that You know, he sees, that's why when we see this scientist, he kills him because he's like, I don't want more of you. I don't want you to bring more super soldiers. That's the problem with the world. That's what he sees as the problem. And so he's still there, right? Why doesn't he go after Wanda? It's her fault Sokovia got destroyed. Well, you got to think of from his perspective, right? He's a normal dude. He's aware that he's a normal dude and he's a smart guy. He knows that he has to, there's different ways to go about it. And I'm sure he's going to find ways to do that. Maybe it is the Thunderbolts. Maybe he sees, okay, well, now I'm not enough. I need to create an actual team I need to create a team of heroes that are going to do that. It's totally possible. Totally valid. I think that's something we could end up seeing here. And I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, I love Zemo in this role. Perfect. I was rolling though. Like I was rolling laughing because Twitter quickly memed the incident of him dancing in that, like for that split second in that when they're in that bar or the club. They like memed it and they were like talking. There was one with him dancing to the Agathol. You know, I should actually go through and look at those because they were so funny. They were so funny. Landon, what is up, man? By the way, I didn't say hi. I would assume he sees himself in her. She was brought grief and hatred of the Avengers for some reason, for the same reason he does. Yeah, I mean, honestly though, like he saw she was part of that. I think he wanted to dismantle the Avengers, but he knows his place in the world. He knows that he's a normal dude, and to take out people like that, he needs to find more unique ways. Right off the bat, the John Walker Captain America scene is in the beginning just confirms to me that he's going to end up being a bad guy. Yep, so that's another thing I want to talk about, Tyler. So thank you for bringing that up. John Walker, up until this episode, I've been saying, we haven't been given a clear and defined reason to hate him. We really haven't. Up until this point, we had not been given a clear and defined reason to hate the character. This episode is a crack in that mold. Some people say, you know, the end of last episode, he got a little mad and you could see it there. I didn't really think that was mad as much as just frustration for two people continually rejecting him. Here we see it. We see the cracks. Do you know who I am? With the little crack, his literal crack in his voice where it's like, oh, okay, this dude is got some ego issues. Yep. He's getting a little bit out of line. He thinks a little bit too much of himself. He thinks he deserves this role more than anyone else. He thinks I am the most qualified person for this position. And I think that's a good way to put him. And I think they started to frame him really well in that scene. And so it's just little cracks in the surface. And disrespect is what he sees as like the ultimate line. You know, I'm worthy of more. And so I really like that. I don't know anything about him in the comics, but yeah, the crack is def sus. Yeah. So I think this is the start of him going down this like anti-hero, potentially villainous route. I think more anti-hero, or not even anti-hero, just kind of just being at odds. I think this is just like him being there's a name for it. Antagonist, right? Just being an antagonist. Probably not a villain as much of an, I mean, it depends on what you see as a villain, right? Tyler should dress up like Zemo on stream. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. So that was a really cool thing. That's really all I have to say on him as a specific character. Not really much to add there. Then we go to Zemo. I love Zemo's character in this. Sharon Carter stole the show, in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong. Zemo was like a huge highlight as well. They're pretty close both up there, but Sharon stole the show. I mean, she was an absolute badass in that fight scene. I was watching it with Mr. Otter, and when that scene came up, I was like, oh, I mean, shoot, like they, you know, she's like, they're like, we gotta hurry. We gotta hurry, and I'm like, I don't think so. Sharon seems like she's got it out there. Like, you're probably good. You can take as much time as you want. Sharon's a wrecking house out there, and I love that she just like built a world for herself. I was watching, and me and Jared were like, why does she want to go home? She's got this like huge art business in a really dope looking city. I'm like, why does she want to leave? And I think the reason is because the power broker runs the city, right? So that's another thing, and we're gonna get into that in a minute because the power broker is gonna be a big topic of conversation that I want to talk to people about. So, But just getting into Sharon real quick, I think she has a great character. I think seeing how she's developed from previous content, she's like completely independent. And she's like, yeah, I don't trust you, but what's in it for me, you know? Sharon's the scroll. Honestly, I really hope not. I really hope not. I would actually prefer that Sam or Bucky be a scroll before Sharon. And the reason I say is because, like, this is a character, I would not like this. I don't want it to be that the only reason she suddenly became a badass is because of scrolls. You know? I mean, she already was. We saw her fight in that one scene in Civil War, right? So we've seen her fight, but this is was a new level. I really liked what they did with her character. So no, I just thought it was really cool to see. Like, there wasn't really anything else though. Yeah, I'm not gonna promote that kind of stuff, Parker. I don't think we would use that for a man, so you should probably consider what words you're using there. I don't think she was a Karen at all, actually. I think that she was, she had a right to be mad. Why did Bucky and Sam get the okay to come back and get pardoned when Sharon got basically branded a traitor and kind of booted, you know? I definitely would not use the word. I think a lot of people try to use the B word to describe specifically only women that have attitudes in particularly I've seen it a lot in the MCU with like terminology towards Captain Marvel. I don't think it's productive because we look at similar characters, Iron Man, Tony Stark. Why is it that those characters can be confident, but we can't see that from a female character? So that's just something to kind of look at and see why we use this specifically that word only for women. One thing that irks me is how easily Sam gives into to Bucky. Like from the outside, Bucky's plan is totally crazy, and frankly, Bucky can't be trusted. He did massive things without even consulting Sam. Yeah, I think it's like that's part of the buddy cop trope. The buddy cop trope to me always has the one. It's a good cop, bad cop, right? Sam follows the rules. Bucky's the off the rails cop. You know, that's the trope to me, right? So we see that like Bucky does things that Sam wouldn't be okay with, but because of how Sam trusts Bucky, even though Bucky does things that he wouldn't normally go along with, he does that. He plays along with that. So I think from Sam's perspective, it makes sense. Sam thinks that Sam doesn't want to admit that that's the right thing to do, or that that's an okay thing to do. But he knows that it's the easiest and best route to what he needs, right? So he doesn't want to do it. He's not going to approve it, but he's going to. But he'll go along with it once it's done. So I think Bucky knows that, but he knew that there would be resistance. I like that dynamic of going around his back. I think it's cool for their characters because I see that as happening. Let's see. Agent Orange is a ticking time bomb. Agent Orange, like the actual Agent Orange. It's just not what we usually see in a character, so it was weird. Well, I think that's because her character's been through a ton. You know, I mean, like her character is she's literally went from she was abandoned. She was abandoned by everybody. You know, she was supporting the Avengers, but what did the Avengers do for her? They literally ditched her. She should have became a villain. They abandoned her. They used her, and then they tossed her to Madripoor. You know, I mean, she made a name for herself after being completely abandoned by all the Avengers. You know, that's what Sam and Bucky, they were like, sorry, we kind of forgot about you. And she's like, yeah, you did. I would have been pissed. I would have been so pissed. I'm like, I got you that shield, and now I'm ditched, and you guys have got a pardon. I would have been pissed. You know, I thought for a second she might be tied to the Power Broker, but I don't think she is. Captain Britain, yeah, maybe. Maybe. Super powerful play. Sharon was rough, tattered, beaten down, and she showed her raw self. Yeah. And she made a name for herself there. And she's like in one of the like hardest cities in the world, you know, that's supposed to be like a really hard city, you know, crime-ridden city, and she's made a name. She's doing the thing. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, she's been gone for like 7 years. It's a lot. You could really change. She's trying to get a hold of the serum, though. Yeah. I mean, maybe. I could definitely see that. But it seems like it's gone, right? So they're going to need to test the blood. I don't know how that's going to work out. It seems like Zemo's not going to be the one to do it, right? And Zemo's not going to turn himself into a super. I thought for a second he might. I don't know. So that goes kind of to our next stuff is in Madripoor, right? We went to Madripoor, and that was a very interesting. I loved Madripoor. I love it. I want so much content in Madripoor. So much content. I would love to see a Ronin series. I know we're not going to get it, but I would have loved to see a Ronin series in Madripoor. Even if especially if it dealt with the Power Broker, something like that. Agent Orange is a joke. We're talking about U.S. Agent, and Parker was joking. Share. Oh, God, I gotcha. U.S. Agent takes Agent Orange. I don't think that would help. I do not think that would help. So, there was no mutants. I liked it. I think this is probably all we will get from Madripoor. That I see. This is all that I foresee, unless they actually try to defeat the Power Broker in this show. I don't think so. I think the Power Broker is a long play. I think we're going to see a lot of the Power Broker. We'll talk about that. Because he's a real comic book character. I don't think we're going to see his face until the end of the series. I really don't think we're going to see who the Power Broker is until the very end credit, like the end credit scene. I think then we're going to see a scene of the end of what the Power Broker looks like. Yeah. I think he's going to be a grand villain. I'm not sure where. I'm not sure where he's going to pop up. I have no clue where he's going to pop up. But it would be interesting. Yo, what if the Power Broker is one of Kang's alter egos, or like alternate? What if the Power Broker? Because even in the comics, this is something important to note. Let me do this. Let me bring this up. This is actually kind of big stuff. Let's go ahead and do this. I mean, world building. Why not show Madripoor? I think you make too many assumptions about what they have to do, but I don't think they have to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they have to do anything. So let me just kind of pull up this thing here. So this is the Power Broker. Hear me out. I mean, could that not be like an alternate timeline Kang, like a Kang from like modern day Kang or something? Like they write in a new part of the story? Because I mean, Kang's been a lot of different people. Could he not be this guy? Yeah, mutants would be absolutely too much. It's an Easter egg too. It's definitely something where Madripoor can be a hub for mutants down the road, but they just introduced Madripoor. They didn't really need to discuss it. I loved the amount that we got. I think it was a great taste of what it's going to be, and I think we're going to get a lot from Madripoor down the road. But I think it was a fantastic start. Honestly, incredible. The Power Broker is already intimidating. But think about this. Wouldn't it be cool if it turned out the Power Broker was Kang the Conqueror? Because actually, we don't have so there's two different Power Brokers in the comics. Okay? In the comics, there's this Power Broker who is a regular dude, and then he has to turn into this big hulking dude from there's like an accent or something. And then this guy who's like the newer one in recent comics, we don't have a lot of information on his origin story. We don't really know a lot about where he came from. What if he was? Like, what if he was literally just a Kang? Wouldn't that be kind of neat? Because even in the comics, it's ambiguous. So that could be a new storyline that they tell, because they haven't done his origin. What if that's like secretly something they've been planning for the comics, but they didn't pull out yet? Just a thought. Could be a neat storyline. Something I'm just throwing to the wind there. Kind of one of my more Roger theories. Other than that, we also saw this kind of crack in the mold for our antagonists, the Flag Smashers, right? I mean, for right now they've been morally ambiguous as well, where they're kind of on the line there. she chose to kill people this episode. And so the question is that a fault in the super soldier serum? Is that a result of the trauma that she just had with the loss of, I think, her mother? I wasn't exactly sure what the role the other lady was. Mother or caretaker. Excuse me. Mother, caretaker, whatever it is. I think it's just trauma. I think she honestly just like, I lost this person. I'm feeling a lot of hate in our movement. I want to push forward. She gave a lot of reasons. The Flag Smashers, I think they all had really good intentions. And I think Carly is going to deter that and start to make it a little bit more violent. Where, hey, yeah, we're killing people now. We're not just fighting. We're killing people. Because the guy she was with was not okay with it. A lot of people were not okay with that. I don't think a lot of people in her group were going to be okay with that, but now they're going to go along with it. They're too deep. And so I think that they're going to start doing that, but I think it's going to be like, hey, we're not good with this, and kind of just keep pushing that boundary. Yeah, I think it's going to be something that we start getting a little bit further and further into down the road. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, there'll be whistleblowers. I could see that, right? Like somebody going, maybe that guy will be the one to like go find Cap and Bucky and be like, yo, or Bucky and Sam and be like, yo, like it's getting a little bit bad. Can I help? And maybe he'll be somebody. Maybe he'll turn into somebody that we actually get in the get in the MCU, like as a recurring character. Maybe that guy will be a recurring character. Maybe somebody else in there. Could be Age of Ultron 2. I don't see the what connection. What is the connection here? Another thing, just a thought. The GRC, right? Isn't it like the global repatriation? Patriation Council or something like that. GRC, yep, Global Repatriation Council. This was really interesting. So we saw this all over the place. So we saw this in 3 places in this episode. We saw it in the commercial. We saw it on the truck that our new Cap was on, that was running with the police to go and take out the Flag Smashers. And then we saw it later as the group that's housing Carly Morgenthau and her mother or whatever the lady was, or the I think it was just a caretaker like for all of them or something. That lady, it was taking care of a bunch of orphans and stuff. That was the GRC as well. So we saw it 3 times this episode. This is going to be something, right? This has got to be something going on. It's going to play a role. I really don't know what that role is going to be. Join someone for a reason, but then you realize your leader is crazy, so you go to the other side and become a permanent character. I see what you're saying. Like Wanda and Quicksilver. Got it. Yeah, I think that could very well happen. Mr. Otter, what is up? Good to see you. Just woke up. No worries, man. Yeah, so that's I think that's going to be pretty big. Other than that, I don't really have anything off the top of my head, so let's go ahead and get into this rumor pool. Let me go ahead and open it up here, and then I'll bring it on. Let's see. All right. Let's go ahead and open this up. Oh, I hadn't realized I wasn't sharing this screen when I was talking about the repatriation. I pulled up the image. Okay. So here we got the rumor pool. Again, if you're not a part of the rumor pool, it's a game we play every piece of content, where basically piece of nerd content that comes out, we make a Quizlet basically based on all the rumors, theories, and leaks, and you submit those and kind of give your predictions for what you think is going to happen. Then we go through and we see how it did. And so that's what we're going to go through right now and do. See how everything is going. We're going to go through each question and then kind of just give our see how it's going, see how everything's doing. So kind of fill out the scoreboard, because obviously we have new characters that have been introduced. So let's go ahead and fill out what we got. So right now, the first thing that everyone was asked was to check every character that's shown up. Obviously, Sharon Carter has now shown up. We have not had Eli Bradley by name, so that's why he hasn't been kind of checked. That box hasn't been checked. So far, no Taskmaster, Yelena Belova, or Red Guardian, or Nick Fury. None of those. No Maria Hill, or Ant-Man, or Talos, or Amazola. I thought for a split second that I had a theory right as they entered the crates. I'm like, what if the scientist is the leader? And he's just going by an alias. I was like, what if he's the leader? And then he wasn't. But I was like, that would have been cool. So obviously we haven't seen anyone here. We got one extra add to this list, right? So we added Sharon Carter, and at the end, a Wakandan. We got a Wakandan. I didn't expect that one, to be honest with you. I did not expect. Actually, I kind of thought maybe they would go to Wakanda, but it was a small chance. Why was Walker so angry at not finding the flag specials? Like, it seems like he's taking it to extremes for at the time not that violent group. What? Oh, not that. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, he's going really hard against this group. Yeah. I don't know why he is going specifically at the Flag Smashers. I really don't know. Then we've seen Arian Kellyman is not the villain Flag Smasher because she is part of the organization Flag Smashers. That could change down the road if she survives and becomes a sole Flag Smasher or whatever. That could be true. Will Logan Wolverine / Patch cameo as a bartender? Unless he looks totally different from the comics, I don't think this happened. So we're gonna go with no for now. But I'm just gonna leave it blank until the end of the series. Thunderbolts haven't been mentioned. General Ross has not recruited anyone. And by the way, once we're done this, I'm gonna bring anyone that wants to come onto the stream. We can talk about the episode as well. I'm just going through this, and then we'll do that. He was referred to as the White Wolf, so we checked that. Yes, we have not seen the raft. We have not. I actually thought we would. I really would like to see that more often. Obviously, Chris Evans' old cap has not happened. Bucky has not used the shield really yet in the series, but I think he probably will. AIM has not been mentioned. General Ross, obviously, I don't think he's turning into Red Hulk, but we'll see. No flashback for Isaiah Bradley. I would love it. But no flashback. Eli Bradley Patriot hasn't happened yet. General Ross leading the CSA has not been confirmed or denied yet. Sharon Carter. There was a wild theory about Sharon Carter becoming Captain Britain going around. I don't think it's going to happen. I think most people agree with that. We'll see, though. Bucky not suffering from his brainwashing. It seems like it's going to be a no. No one in Hydra currently has returned, so we're deeming that a no. I don't think Bucky and Sam are going to join Sword, but that's an open-ended thing. Same with Sharon. I think she might. I think she's pretty likely she'll join Sword, but we'll see. The government requires Sam to turn to S.H.I.E.L.D. That ended up being no. Sam steals Steve's old shield and/or costume from the Smithsonian / a museum. Again, yet to be seen. John Walker was called Captain America. John Walker did not get a chip planted by Zemo. I don't know why this theory was going around, but it was. Same with this Zemo plan. Seems like it's no, but we're going to hold off and see. John Walker teams up with Bucky and Sam by the end of the series. We will see. They really haven't yet. Sam to get called Captain America, we'll see. Zemo dies by the end of the series. Very unlikely. Sokovia Accords were mentioned this episode. So that's another one that we get to add here. Sokovia Accords were mentioned this episode. I wouldn't be surprised if Bradley's in the next few episodes and we get Korean War flashback. I would love it. I really, really want it. Mr. Otter, you're gonna have to remind me what the rant is. You will have to remind me. Yeah, I would love to get a flashback. So right now it's no, but it could definitely change. Will the series go to over 4 countries? Yes, they will. Will the series go to Germany? Yes. Will they go to England? This remains to be seen. Will they go to Madripoor? That one is yes. Oh. We have our answer here. Oh, God. So, Alyssa, I've said this before, but I might have not said it while on the stream you were on. The Batman voice thing is only for the game when we're playing the Arkham series. I put it in the description of the channel point thing, but I know a lot of people don't read it because is there a way to turn them off? I honestly don't have any clue how to do that. If so Alyssa, what we could do though is I will next when we play Arkham City again, I owe you that. How do I do that? Can I do it on here? Can I, is there like something I just do on here? Toggle. Is there a toggle something? I will. So, Alyssa, remind me that I owe you a Batman voice. Remind me I owe you a Batman voice. It's in my stream manager? Yeah, like I'm looking at that and I don't see anything. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything here about how to manage it. Wait. Oh, I see it now. I see it. Yeah, okay. Okay. So I need to pause those. You're right. Dang it. Sorry about that, guys. Well, at least I can mark. Okay, so I can mark them as complete. And except for yours. So I actually can keep them as something there. And then let's see. Aha. Okay. Okay, we're learning. We're learning, guys. We're learning. Oh, yeah, and I can see everything. Oh, this is fantastic, actually. I needed this. Okay, cool. Okay. Give me thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. And then the last one is the word mutant will be used. Evidently not. That's fine. So, curious how you did. Seems like most people are doing not too bad here. We got a lot of people got those right. The Batroc and Isaiah Bradley were a little bit of a miss. Any Wakandan, only 35% got that. Any other ones that we have here? Bucky referred to the White Wolf. That was a good one for some people. Game changer, I should say. Some other game changers is government requiring Sam to turn the shield. That was another one a lot of people got wrong. The same John Walker, Captain America, 2 people got that wrong. But it sounds like they might be the same 2 people. Sokovia Accords, obviously that was an easy win. Going over 4 countries, that was an easy win if you watch like the trailers and stuff. Going to Germany, easy win if you like watch those breakdowns and see stuff like that. Madripoor, easy win. So yeah, some easy point ones. I think the Wakandan one is going to be one that differentiates some people on the scoreboard. I don't have a leaderboard yet, but I'm curious how you guys think you're doing right now. You should let me know. Yeah, so I see you can enable and disable that stuff really easily. So I have to get better at doing that. So thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right, that is it for the rumor pool. So what we're going to do here is anyone that wants to come on, feel free to hop into the waiting room on Discord. I see Ed Nelson already there. I would like as many of you that can come on, please hop in the waiting room. I really want this to be a big roundtable thing that we do on Mondays or on Fridays. So if you can, oh yeah, I see that too, Landon. That's a good. That's good. Yeah, I really want this to be something big for our community of everyone coming on and giving their thoughts. So if you can, and you want to if you want to come into the chat, go into the waiting room and I'll bring you in. And with that, let me go ahead and let me bring Ed Nelson and Landon Boulder Doobies in here. So let me bring you both in. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hello.
And by the way, you guys, if you want to, you can go on video and I'll put your video up. If not, that is also all right. Just let me know what you want to do. And we can go from there.
Yeah, I'll stay on voice. I only have a few minutes.
Sounds good. What was your, well, then we'll get to you first. What were your thoughts?
I mean, I loved the episode, but you walk away with so many questions. You know, who is Sharon working for, or, you know, working with, or in cahoots with to some degree? You know, Sam and Bucky, their relationship continues to build in such a fun way. And like the great callbacks that Sam has, like, have you seen no action movies? And like all this other stuff. It's so much fun. But yeah, I'm always left with more questions than answers, it feels like.
Yeah.
And I really want to see how they pull all this together, because I feel like it's really going to feel like a movie when it's rewatched. So how are they going to kind of make the next act or next episode kind of tie into what we've already seen, and how are they going to build off of it?
Yeah, because we're halfway done. Isn't that crazy? By the way, thank you.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
What do you have any
absolutely insane
theories or thoughts?
Yeah, so I still think that there's going to be like the other super soldier serum that was created, that was like the optimized version of it. I still think that's going to be something that potentially is played off of in future properties to introduce the X gene or mutants or something like that, and humans maybe. There's a lot of different ways they can go with that. But because it's not like the super soldier serum we know, it still is different to some degree. So, that's kind of the furthest theory I have out there. Otherwise, I think Carly is going to take up the Flag Smasher role. 100%.
Yeah, no, I think that's, I think I could see that, the kind of the Flag Smasher role being, becoming something relevant. By the way, Mike Porter's coming in, so I'm going to bring him in as well. So Mike, and so let me know. Yeah, so you think she's going to become like the sole Flag Smasher? Do you think she's going to continue on, or do you think she's going to be done on this one?
She caused a rift. She caused a complete rift in this last episode with the whole taking human lives thing. So I think the more that she interacts with these individuals, the harder it's going to be for them to continue to follow her. And she's going to then take up the mantle of the single Flag Smasher, and the rest of the organization is going to kind of dissolve. And then they might even become her, her enemies or arch nemesis as they develop the series and as they continue to go. Because I don't think, just like with WandaVision, we're not going to get like a true ending here. We're not going to really get kind of anything closed off. Everything's going to lead into coming properties, and we'll find out some bits of information, but I think it's going to be left open-ended.
Okay. Alyssa just dropped a crazy theory that I think could honestly explain a lot. Do you think there's any chance that Sharon is the power broker?
So I thought that initially, but then I was also thinking that like Sharon has been embedded for so long in Madripoor, but probably just since the blip, or let's give it 2016. So, a couple of years after or before the blip, I'm sorry. But I just don't think it goes there, because it seems like the power broker wants to be known. They want their name to just be everywhere, and they're truly watching everyone. So I don't think Sharon's that level quite yet, but I think her level of influence is growing. And, especially in Madripoor, potentially interacting or working for the power broker, leads into it. I think the power broker is going to be somebody that we've already been introduced to, but due to the blip, they're now taking on a different moniker or a different name.
Yep. I'm gonna. I like that theory a lot. I'm gonna try to bring Mike in again. Sometimes we have trouble getting him on the call there. Mike, can you hear us? Sonny Birch, could be Sonny Birch. You're right. Sonny Birch from the Ant-Man and the Wasp, right? Mike, you're muted right now, Mike. You can hit the unmute if you can. But I like that. What do you think, Jared? What are your thoughts kind of on those that thought process?
I have seen those theories going around that maybe Sharon Carter is a power broker, maybe it's Sonny Birch, maybe it's Justin Hammer. I see the really wacky ones that think it's Norman Osborn, which I think is pretty close to impossible. I don't think Marvel would ever use a Sony character in that big of a role. I'm still leaning towards it's the power broker from the comics, who's just a different character and someone we haven't been introduced to.
I would kind of like that, personally. But you're right. There's a lot of lines.
That or he could be like, they could do what they do and combine attributes of characters into other characters. I've seen General Ross thrown around as the power broker. I think it's fair, up in the air to who it is. Good. As to my general thoughts of the episode, good episode. We obviously got our glorious Hugh Jackman Wolverine cameo. perfect as we all wanted. And of course, Zemo dancing in the club. I'm going to be using that for the rest of my life.
It was so funny to watch those see those memes. Stormy said, "So no Omega Red in Madripoor, huh?" I think we just have to stop believing every said rumor that came out in 2020. This is what I've been saying.
I never did.
I know. That's what I've been saying is like everyone keeps saying, well, this has to happen. They're going here. Or this has to happen because they're doing this. Nothing has to happen. And I think, honestly, the MCU's always been like that. But what are your thoughts, guys? Like, did you expect that to happen? Did you want that to happen? Like, did you want Omega Red to be there? Or did you want these theories to happen? What do you think this show... Do you think the show is kind of confirming the WandaVision thing? Just like, hey, stop going crazy. Stop going crazy with theories. You have any thoughts on that?
You know,
I mean,
it's hard when
I want
people
it to
involved in the show keep teasing.
Yeah. What were you saying, Landon?
It's like you want it to connect, but clearly there's a larger like plan in play.
Right.
So it's really hard to like see everything that's coming and understand how they're going to connect this property to the rest of the MCU. If there is going to be a connection in this series, I believe it's going to be to Shang-Chi. That's why I think someone like the Power Broker could ultimately be the real Mandarin or something along those lines. Because what are the coming properties, right? We're going to go back in time to Black Widow, and then we're going to jump right into Shang-Chi. You know, it doesn't have to be the Mandarin. I just think it could be somebody associated or even someone that shows up in Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, because they're building this universe or this series in a similar world and way that I think they're going to build the Shang-Chi movie. So, I'm far reaching out there. I'm, going out on a limb here, but I really think that if anything's going to happen with connective tissue, it's going to be into Shang-Chi, and it could just be Madripoor. Like, that's the crazy thing, is it could just be something that simple, but then it leads us right into, we know this place, we know who's here, we know why they're here, so on and so forth.
I mean, definitely we shouldn't underestimate the power of just having a new location in the MCU. That's huge. Madripoor is a whole new part of the world. That's a huge thing, right?
They're certainly teasing that tie-in with the MonsterVerse. I'm just saying, Madripoor looked an awful like Hong Kong at the end of Godzilla v Kong. They named up Skull Island. It's coming, baby.
It's coming. It's coming.
Falcon versus Winter Soldier versus Godzilla versus Kong. Coming to theaters 2022.
Oh God, it's not a great fight. Minus the 10 rings that's so far. It's true. We have no connection to Shang-Chi. Minus the 10 rings. Yeah. Sure we do. Baron Mordo. Kind of. I was waiting. No one answered. I brought you in, Mike. I brought you in, but you have to. You weren't hearing us, or you weren't unmuting. I don't know what it was. You can try again if you want. I have to. You're in the waiting room, and I pull you in, and then you have to unmute once you get in there. But we could try again if you want. Yeah, it's definitely it's setting a lot of it's setting a new boundary for expectations. I think it's been so long that we kind of forget what that theories are just theories, and at the end they can be wrong, and we'll have to see. But yeah, versus Mephisto, I think honestly, I think that Kang should. What are you guys' thoughts on my Kang theory that the Power Broker, because the Power Broker, this could be like a long form thing, but like the Power Broker in the comics, the new Power Broker doesn't really have a whole lot of an origin established. Do you think it's possible that the new Power Broker, both in the comics and here, could secretly be another version of Kang? Oh, we got Mike coming in too.
I mean, I certainly like that idea. I think Kang is going to be more so introduced in Loki. So I think there's a good opportunity to give us a little bit background to Kang before we actually understand who he is and how he operates.
Yep.
Because to your point, there's so many different versions of him through all of the comic universe that he is like this unlimited character that you can show in many different forms in many different ways. And it would really lead us forward from Loki moving forward into, how we're setting up the next, I guess, big bad in Marvel. And I don't think Kang is that big bad. I just think how we set them up, how do we take the necessary steps to get to a Thanos level threat, right? Because We saw it with the phase 1 and 2, setting up Loki, setting up some of like the Frost Giants with Thor, and other villains becoming a problem, like Crossbones, and things like that.
That's true.
That's a huge indication of how the universe is going to be built as we move forward. And there's a lot of opportunity.
No, I agree. Oh, there he is. We got him. We got Mike, Landon.
Hey, it's incredible. I'm at the Sonic's drive-thru in Ackworth, Georgia. Would you like the address so you can come and meet me?
Yeah, man.
Right now, if you come and meet me in 5 minutes, I'll give you a crispy tender dinner or maybe a classic chicken sandwich. You know what? Whatever you want. If you can meet me in 5 minutes.
You heard the man.
I will. So just Google how to get to Ackworth, Georgia, with some ways is hard and everything. Hey, hey, that show that we're talking about.
Yes.
That's like incredible and stuff. What about that? Yes. Oh, hi. How are you doing today? I'm just talking to people on the internet. Thank you for the hot dogs that I shouldn't be eating. This is all I've got in change. Okay, thanks so much. Have a great day. Hey guys, I got hot dogs I should not be eating. Anyway, how about that Zemo? Yes, I love Sharon, but wow, that Zemo. That's what I want. And I was going on Josh's thing back and forth, and I said I liked the Captain America Civil War Zemo. I did enjoy that. He got in the head, and he really ruined the Avengers. But I misspoke when I said I like this Zemo. What I mean to say is I love this Zemo, because this is more of the comic book accurate Zemo. And you said something earlier, Berg. This reminds me of kind of, you guys can argue with this because you might know more than me, but this guy seems to be the Lex Luthor of Marvel. And he's just, he's incredible.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's got a lot of time to grow, I think, and they're just getting started with him right now. But I think they added a lot of character to the character. Alyssa also said they made it clear there are 20 super soldier serums, so we'll get the other 12. I just kind of assumed there was 20 people in the Flag Smashers. Is that your guys' understanding of that?
Wait, so he made 20,
right? And they stole 20.
But I think they only stole. I thought they stole 8.
He said
he said they only stole 8. Okay,
that was my understanding, at least. I mean, I could be wrong though. I thought that was my understanding, is that they stole all of them. They stole 20, but they used 8. Are you sure they only used 8? Because I feel like there's a good group of them. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, there was only 8 shown, right? And Bucky and Sam were talking about how there's like 8 others or 7 others plus.
I thought that was just one.
Carly.
I thought that was just for that one scene. Like the other, they just weren't all there or something. I could be wrong on that.
They did make a comment, something like 20, maybe 20 serums. I don't know if that necessarily means 20 people are out there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was picking up on. Like, there was only 8 to be like we've seen, and I think they're kind of hinting at more, like you're talking about, Bert. But yeah, I think there's more out there, maybe yet to be given to people, and that's what we see John Walker and or Battlestar going after.
True. Maybe that's why they're going after him so hard, because the government actually really wants them to find him for the serum, right? They're like, hey, we don't have a super soul serum right now, but we, hey, yeah, no worries, Landon. Yeah, take care, man. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, so that's a good point. John Walker could be trying to get the serum simply because maybe that's why he's so mad. Maybe the government, and maybe Thunderbolt Ross even, somebody was like, hey, listen, we had the super soldier serum, but this scientist during the blip took all the stuff with the research with him and left, and took it to Madripoor. or took it to this organization. The Flag Smashers all have it now. So if you get it back, you can use it on yourself, and you could be a super soldier. And that's why he's so mad, and that's why he's so urgent. Like, hey, we'll do whatever we can to get it, because he's like, I could be a super soldier like Cap. That would be cool to see. I would love to see that happen, and then like for Sam to have to take it too, to like meet up. I still want Sam to take it. I know in the comics it's different, but I don't know. I would like to see him have it. I'm pretty confident John Walker is going to get juiced, or will at least try. Yeah.
Do you think that they'll link Red Guardian to the sewer, or do you think he's got his own thing going on?
I think they're going to link him to this Winter Soldier program. That would be my guess,
Okay.
or just a Russian version, maybe not Hydra, but like Russia, just like Soviet Union or something, did their own program,
Right.
and that's what they came up with. I don't know. Hour Man is cool because he only has powers for an hour. Who dat?
Some obscure DC character that has a movie in development.
Ah, cool. Nito Burrito.
No,
So-
he's in the JSA a lot, Hour Man.
Huh.
And they had a very cool version of him, and I guess the Jeff Johns run, I guess the JSA run that was in the early to mid 2000s. He was more like, that's what I like about the JSA. You have the old guys, boomers like me, and then you have the middle-aged guys like you. Am I speaking wrong? But like you, Burke, and then Parker would be the young people that are coming in.
Yeah.
So that's what I liked about it. It wasn't a big crowd, but Our Man was. He can be weak, and yes, he's kind of obscure, but I do like the obscure.
Yeah.
But anyway, someone brought up Our Man. You're going to get me talking about the JSA. See, I am not all a DC hater. It's just that DC is not doing anything like Marvel is doing.
You're not wrong.
And that's all I'm saying about that. I want DC to succeed.
It's true.
But they keep putting movies off the slate, and it's just irritating me. They
definitely
don't want to
is.
continue the Snyderverse. I love what I'm getting from Suicide Squad 2, which is a guy the director that came from MCU. So, I mean, don't imitate the MCU. Be yourself, but just be good. Because some people are going to say that, well, Marvel's getting a little cookie cutter, they're getting a little complacent. I don't personally see that. I see everything from the slate, and I see a connection. And that's why I asked about Red Guardian, because they like the connect thing. But, because there's a possibility that there's 20 heroes out there, and we will see them in the next 5 to 10 years. Because remember, in Iron Man 2, they had Easter eggs with Atlantis and Wakanda. And we finally got Wakanda, but we haven't gotten Atlantis yet. So it's a long game. We may not get mutants right away. Heck, next episode, the first thing out of their face is probably mutants, but it's probably not going to happen. It's going to be a long road. We're going to get everything. We're going to get served because they do make changes. Like we were going to get an Inhumans movie, and then we got that crash, that Inhumans TV show.
Right.
But usually Marvel, when they say they're going to do something, they usually do it. I mean, I know we have the pandemic and things have been pushed, but things have been filmed and things are going on. And that's the most exciting thing, is the connectivity. So I would say your expectations, if we, I say this all the time, if we don't get it now in this series, WandaVision has taught us, we are going to get more down the line. So, I'm excited. And there was a lot to digest, and the first two shows have been great. I think this third show was probably the best. I mean,
Oh, it was the best episode. Yeah, I agree.
You get Sharon and you get Zemo, and and now, I've been watching Normies to Nerds. Kendall Davis, who I would like him to come over here too. That has been working, with.
Yeah, I'll have to check him out.
He was with the Nerds, and he was partly right this morning. He had been saying all along that the serum was the same serum that they got from the blood of Isaiah. What's Isaiah's last name?
Bradley.
Is it Bradley?
Yep.
Isaiah Bradley. And he was part right.
Yeah.
What they did is that they did use his blood to figure out the serum.
Yep.
But they didn't actually get the serum from it. So he was right on there. He was in the ballpark.
Yeah.
I would give it to him, but if you don't, he was partly right, and I want to see more of Isaiah Bradley and his grandson. What's his grandson's name that we think it is?
Eli Bradley.
But Eli,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely want to see Eli, and we may it may just be an Easter egg,
Yeah.
and that might be paid down the line also. But yeah, my overall impressions is that it's just incredible.
I agree with you. Alyssa also said, this is an amazing over arc for the MCU. I agree. You should get the Funko Pops for sure. I like to think about how many Avengers villains, etc., were created just to recreate Roger's serum. The work to create it and the work to destroy it this is a theme that's still alive and well. It's cool to see that we will now get super soldiers are seemingly going to be constant. It's kind of crazy we get to have another Endgame type experience in Secret Wars in our lifetime. Potentially. We should temper our expectations for that just as much as we do for the rest. But I do. That'd be so cool. It's funny because the task that the scientists did is literally what I work with, separating chemicals, find them out like their structures. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. You could make the next super soldier serum. Do you guys have any final kind of thoughts or theories on the episode? Anything you guys want to touch on there, like theories for what's going to come next? Maybe Jared, do you want to?
Well, yeah.
Take it away, Mike. You about to say something?
No, I was just. I'll let you go since I've been blabbing the whole time.
I mean, I don't really have any theories. I hope Zemo dances more.
I do hope Zemo dances more. You think we'll be back in Madripoor? Ever? No.
Ever? Yes.
Ever? Yes. I'm sorry. I meant to say
series?
that in the series. Yeah.
No.
Do you think we'll get to see
not in any significant capacity, at least? Like, we have like a cutaway to like Sharon in her like apartment in Madripoor, but I don't think we're gonna spend like any significant amount of time in the city.
Yeah. That's fair. What about you, Mike? Any theories or thoughts?
Yeah. Well, first thing was who brought it up in the chat? That's very interesting. How many heroes have we gotten from the Super Serum, and also how many heroes have we gotten from the Infinity Stones, and in the MCU, not necessarily in the comics? And I know that I don't know how they're going to explain mutants, and
right.
We know that the new Miss Marvel was an Inhuman. I don't know if they're going to stick with that or not. But it is interesting to see what's going on.
Yeah. It's the new big three.
What's that?
It's the new big three of how to create a Marvel villain. Attempt to become Captain America, Infinity Stones, or at one point worked for Iron Man.
True. That's the real big
That's
three
very true.
that they should have been talking about.
But as far as theories go, I really don't know exactly where we're going.
Yeah.
I've drawn a blank on that too, but I know that we were going to Madripoor, and I know that we were going. I have heard one thing. It's a rumor. Please temper your expectations. But the rumor is we're going to get a cameo in episode 5. Of course, next is episode 4.
Yep.
So episode 5 would be in 2 weeks, and there is a slight chance that we might get Old Man Cap because someone said they watched it and they cried, and so everybody's going off on that.
Yeah.
So temper your expectations.
I've heard a different theory actually.
What's that?
Because when the person brings up, they saw and they cried, the bulk of this filming was done 2019, early 2020, and with the Dora Milaje showing up, is there a possibility that Chadwick shows up?
We talked about this before. This could be Chadwick's last performance.
Last live action
performance.
Oh my gosh, I have heard that too.
That's totally possible if they go, and they could go to Wakanda.
If that happens,
that would cry. Yeah, I'd cry for sure. Wow.
We'd all be crying.
Either of those would be. Wow. We'll know in the beginning because they'll give us they're gonna give us some sort of content warning, not like content warning, but like trigger warning for that. But wow, that would be. Both of those would be hard, but that one would be hard. That would be like, yeah, that'd be rough. Man. It's like, half of me is like, that'd be like incredible to see him in one last performance, and the other half is like, I don't know if I can handle it. You know, like, I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, any other theories? Any last minute theories, thoughts? Otherwise, we might dip out.
Mike, any last minute theories or thoughts?
Well, I'm having connection problems, so you guys sound like you're in a tin can. I don't know what I sound like.
You sound
but you know, we are gonna have the how do you say them? The Dala Majara. we're gonna have the guard from Wakanda.
Yeah.
There with Bucky, and we don't know. I'm such a boomer. We don't know what they're gonna do. You know, so they're involved. I think the sky is the limit.
Yeah,
I'm just
it
hoping
really is.
at the end of episode 6 that we might see that Falcon is Captain America.
Yeah, I hope
we know that also that what's his name, Red Guardian. I mean, not Red Guardian. U.S. agent who's Captain America right now. We know he's going to freak out. I've actually seen scenes, you know, that people have filmed from far away, and I don't think that's fake. And we know he's a ticking time bomb. Yeah. I joked about calling him Agent Orange because of U.S. agent,
yep.
But I just, you know, so it's going to be interesting what happens there. You know, everybody seems to think that his buddy's going to die. I don't know, but I do know that it's probably going to come to a confrontation between Bucky and Sam with the new Captain America.
I think so as well. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
So that's my final thoughts. I'm going to duck out because I can't hear you guys.
No problem, Mike. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks,
Mike.
Bye.
Yep, take care.
Well, Burke, do you have any last minute thoughts to add?
My only things I got left is I'll do Parker. I do think Madripoor is kind of like Argentina with that similar thing with Hydra. Potentially could be there. There's so much. I'm looking forward to the Power Broker. Honestly, the way they've hyped him up already, I'd really like to see him become a more predominant, like, intimidating villain. And I love how he just kind of knows things. He's around. I like how the city is kind of his own ecosphere. He's got like a lot of control within his city, and everyone kind of just it's his network that works for him. And it's kind of this like cyberpunk-esque world that exists in its own little hub connected to the rest of the world. I want to see more of that character. Zemo's incredible. Sharon's incredible. Sam and Bucky are incredible. Even U.S. Agent in his own weird way is like incredible. It's like because the character, you know, without liking the character, I like that he's here. Really excited to see where the show goes, man. I think it's gonna be it's positioned in my head to be better than WandaVision if it ends well. But we'll see. I mean, I loved WandaVision a lot, and Falcon Winter Soldiers had some really good episodes. What about you?
It's certainly a very good show,
Yeah.
and I'm quite enjoying it.
Yep. So,
But now's not the time to talk about that because you, sir, owe me a Burke rant. And I see we have a lovely collection of people in the chat today. And you know me, the Lord of Hot Takes in your Discord server. And
Oh, no.
I'm in the mood to rustle some jimmies here.
okay.
So Burke, in your Burke rant,
There you
tell
go,
the
your
good
rant.
people of your chat and myself, tell us why they should not restore the Snyderverse.
No, wait. You don't get to decide my opinion on this on something.
I got to tell you what to rant about, so I'll rant about it, buddy.
Yeah, that's gonna go against what I believe. I don't think it should go against the Snyderverse.
Then find something to find a way. Then
I
find a way.
I could
I
argue for
redeem
the
my point.
Snyderverse.
I don't want you to. I want you to.
Yeah, but you can't. That's what I've told people is if you do a rant, it's got to be something that I like have rantable content on. Like I can't. I'm not arguing for you. I don't think
Figure
that
it
they should.
out.
I don't think that they should not restore the Snyderverse. The only reason I could see is like if they do a full reboot, and they're not doing that, and which is like there's no reason they shouldn't restore the Snyderverse because it's just money. It's money that they're leaving on the table. It's stories that they're regretting to tell. Only reason I could see is you risk it being just as bad as the DCEU. Maybe we like it now, but maybe if Zack Snyder made more content, we would not agree with that. I do think that there is a better alternative to the Snyderverse, which is just, but the only one that that is better is saying we're done with everything, full reboot, and just dropping everything, new actors, new roles, like do that. I would prefer that. But I don't think they're gonna do it. So I don't think that it's worthwhile. Right now, that's the best thing they have going for them. Unless and maybe we'll change that. Maybe if the Flash movie turns out to be like really, really good, then sure. And it reboots everything in its own way and explains everything. Sure, go with that. That's fine. If it fails, there is absolutely no reason they shouldn't go back to the Snyderverse because it's already kind of established its own little timeline. Just go with that and kind of turn it around. That's what I would do personally. But yeah, I don't think that I don't think they should not restore the Snyderverse. I think that right now that's their best option, that or full reboot. So I'd prefer a full reboot, kind of.
For that
But I
too,
don't
because honestly, the Snyderverse that people want is literally just 2 more Justice League movies. That's it. Affleck's not coming back for this Batman movie. He dropped out for a reason.
Yeah, I see that as well. So I definitely think when it comes down to that, I would rather see a full reboot. But I would also like to see these movies. I would like them just to finish those 2 movies then. Like, I'd be fine with that and then do a reboot. Be like, hey, we're going to give you this, and then this will be kind of a bow on the horrible DCEU we've given you, minus a few movies. We're going to cap it off with just giving these 2 Justice League movies, and then we're going to restart. I think that would have been the way to go. Or we'll do that, and then we'll have like an in-canon way of rebooting. I don't know. We'll have to kind of see how that goes. But that's kind of my thoughts on that. There's my rant. I don't got much more for it, but that's about it, man. So
I accept it.
all
I
right.
accept it.
I appreciate it.
I will exaggerate what you mean and just put you in the full reboot camp with myself.
All right, deal. All right. Well, on that note, thank you, Jared, and thank you guys, everyone that came out today, and for Mike and Landon also, who were able to join us for this conversation. We're gonna be doing this every Friday at 1 o'clock. We'll be back on stream on Monday. Still figuring out what that discussion is gonna be on. I'll drop some information on that pretty soon. And,
I'll think of ideas for you.
All right, thanks, Jared. All right. On that note, guys, thank you so much for being a part of the Burke the Nerd community. I'll see you real soon. Bye.